What's going on, guys? We're going to be talking about whether or not you should use GS1 barcodes or any other generic type of barcodes. Hey guys, what's going on? Let's jump right into it here. So as you can see, I am on the GS1 barcode website. Okay. Now, the purpose of this video and the reason why I'm making it is because people are freaking out still, even in 2018, trying to determine whether or not they should use GS1 barcodes or should they use Barcode Mania barcodes or maybe some other barcodes that you might find on eBay. And the number one thing that people need to understand is Amazon basically created a scare tactic where they are claiming that it is against their terms of service to use any other barcode besides official barcodes, such as GS1's barcodes. The problem though is GS1's barcodes are extremely expensive. Some can be upwards to $1,000. You can, it's very expensive to use GS1's barcodes, and I personally have never, in all my time of selling on Amazon, have never one time used GS1's barcodes, and I haven't had any issues with it. Um, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon had some kind of partnership with them. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. But to be honest, though, GS1 is extremely expensive, and it really is a expense that you need to make your use your own best judgment, and you need to just do what you feel is best for you. But I believe that when you are a new seller, it's best to use the lowest hanging fruit and the cheapest materials that you can get. GS1 is good, and it's something that in the long term, in the long run, you will want to use a professional barcode such as GS1. You will want to do that in the future, moving down the line. But people get so hung up on these type of things that they never even get started selling on Amazon. And I think that's a huge problem. Little simple things like this prevent people from creating their business. Someone will spend their entire year looking on YouTube and Google trying to figure out whether or not they should be using GS1 barcodes, and they never even start the business. So use this as a reference. You do not need to use GS1's barcodes. What I personally do is I go here to Barcodes Mania, and each one of these barcodes are only $5. And the way that it works, you click on it, you enter your email, and they will send, it's not going to be this number here, but they're going to send you the code for the UPC. This is a UPC label. Okay, they're going to send you the UPC label. You're going to have your number, and when you are creating your listing and you are getting everything set up, it's going to ask you to put in a UPC number. Now you'll put this UPC number in here. It's gonna look something like this. Now don't come trying to copy this barcode here, because if you do that, it's going to be invalid. This is just an example that they have to show you what it is that they have to offer. So you'll put in your information, you pay your $5, they'll email you the barcode, and they'll email you a picture of the UPC label. And what's going to happen, and this is how this is going to work. Once they email it to you, you're going to copy and paste it into your Amazon listing, and that's extremely important to remember. Now, once you do that, you're going to create, it's going to create something similar to this page here. And this page is going to be printed out when it comes time to prepare your shipment. So when you are talking with your supplier, you're going to have your supplier take these UPC labels and place them on each individual product that you are sending. So to reiterate, you're going to purchase your UPC labels, you're going to put them into your listing. So now your UPC label will be attached to your listing, so that each individual product that you sell and that you have can be tracked back to this UPC label. Now when you create your shipment, Amazon is going to create a PDF file similar to this, and it's basically going to have that same UPC number on it or something similar. It's going to create an FNSQ. And what it's going to do is you're going to take these, you're going to email them to your supplier. And once you email them to your supplier is going to take each individual one and they're going to print it out as a sticker. And they're going to take the sticker and put it on each individual product. This way, when it gets to the Amazon warehouse, each one of the employees, whenever they can basically scan your product and know that, hey, this is how many this is how many of this item that we have. So that's why it's extremely important to make sure that you correctly put in the UPC level, but really Amazon will verify whether or not it's correct or not. But you just want to make sure that you're typing in and that you're giving your supplier the correct labels, because this is going to determine how much inventory you have. So if you send 500 units and the labels are all screwed up, then Amazon, even if Amazon has 500 units, it's not going to show that they have 500 units. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier, you can use these labels. I have personally used these labels. I have about 10, 15 different products. It'll split up between different accounts, and I only use Barcode Mania labels, and I haven't had any issues with them. So, I would suggest that you start out with these. Don't worry about using GS1. Now, once your business starts booming and things get, getting crazy, things are, you realize that, hey, you have a winning product, and you realize that you're going to continue to use that product, or, you want to create, let's say you have a 6-figure income coming in now because you have so many products. At that point, you might want to start using GS1 labels, especially if you expand and you try to start selling your product in other stores, because the next step is to take your product and sell it in physical stores like maybe Walmart or something like that. And I've been seeing a lot of people, and I know a lot of people that are doing that right now. So that's something that you can also look into. But basically, though, I mean, I think that's pretty much everything that you need to know about GS1 codes and barcode and these Barcode Mania codes. Oh, another thing that I definitely need to touch on, and this is something that people are also getting confused on, is how do you determine how many UPC levels that you need? And the question the answer is, it depends on what is your product and what are you doing with that product. So let's say I have, for example, the universal example of garlic press. If I'm selling a garlic press, then I only need to come here to Barcodes Mania and I only need to purchase one barcode. Now, if I'm selling a garlic press and it has 3 different colors, then that means I have to purchase 3 different barcodes. So if I have a red one, a blue one, and a pink one, I need to have a barcode or a UPC barcode for every single one of those, and I need to be able to input those into Amazon. Okay, that is where people are making their mistake. They're buying one UPC code and then they're putting it in 3 different times, and you can't do that. And Amazon, the listing will let you know, hey, we can't do that. We need different UPC codes. It's basically the UPC codes is what is separating each one of your items. Even though it's the same item, the variations, each individual variation needs to have its own separate UPC code, because it has to be identified separately from the other colors. And this kind of helps the employees at the Amazon warehouses. This helps them to determine what it is that they're supposed to get. Because if, let's say, for example, if you had 3 different colors and you were to use all the same barcode for all the colors, your customer is more than likely going to get the wrong color, because all it takes is for somebody to make a mistake and they get the wrong color, because now they have to visually look and see, okay, this one is red, this one is blue. Having the UPC label is what individualizes each one of your products, so it's actually doing you a favor. And this kind of goes back to using the GS1 barcodes. if you were to have, if you had 5 variations and each one of these barcodes is $300, I mean, you're paying over $1,000 for just some stupid numbers, you know, and it's something that you don't need to do. And I mean, a lot of people are just trying to say, well, better safe than sorry. I'm gonna get, you know, GS1 barcodes, and if that's your prerogative, then go ahead and do it. But me and everyone that I know who also sells on Amazon, none of us have ever used GS1 barcodes. These barcodes here on Barcode Mania are perfect. They work perfect. They are good for longevity. I would only advise to use GS1 barcodes once you are, you know, making a 6-figure income and your business is, you know, doing 7 figures a year. Once you're at that point, yeah, you can use more professional GS1 barcodes to, you know, to mitigate any problems that might come along the way. But other than that, you're good using these $5 barcodes. All right. So hopefully this video cleared up all the questions that you had. But if you have any more, I'll leave them in the comments. I'll make sure to answer them. And let me know what else you guys want to see a video about. I'll try to make one. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. And I'll see you guys in the next video.